Good day, YouTubers, and thank you for tuning into today's video on YouTube. There's a cat in the background here, right? It's a beautiful white and brown cat. Bit of a cat video this time because who knows, this cat might probably run away from me because I don't know if this cat pretty much knows me or not. And the cat is certainly going away from me. Oh my goodness me, I can see some birds there. Yes, cats eat birds. And they also eat rats, which is going to be the main subject of this video. Because, hey, I know there's a cat in my backyard garden. Of course, yes, I did a bit of digging yesterday because that's fun to make the most of my beautiful, I just say, day outside. And there's the cat here, eh? Oh, I don't know about if I can talk to cats. And that cat hiding straight forward at the back. Oh my goodness me! I think that cat's gone to the other backyard. How about that cat? We were just trying to have a look at you. Anyways, I'm outside into the backyard garden, and yes, I did lure in some bird feeders for the birds to feed in. And I know it's quite a bit of a chilly start to the day, but once we get towards the I know that the weather is actually starting to become a little bit more warmer than usual because of how strong the sunshine is yesterday. Anyways, sorry about the flames. I'm off to probably clear up some of the other apps which are basically hampering the performance of my videos and blah blah. Noticing I've done a lot of bird feeding, and it's interesting that the amount of chopped nuts in that bird feeder, I'd probably say it has been demolished quite a lot, and that crow has been taking over my video. It looks like that the crows, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be in a complete panic mode because, hey, what they know is that there's a cat that's pretty much on the tertiary background. The tertiary backyard, sorry. I don't know about you guys, hey, but yes, I've been doing a lot of digging out. I have dug out some old mint and also these nasty looking dried up plants. That's what I was after for. These things can be a real health hazard, I guess. Another thing I've done so far is that after I've dug out quite a lot of this stuff, I made sure everything was alright, and I can actually see a little bird. Is that a wren that I just saw? Quite curious somehow. Anyways, so as I've been doing a lot of gardening so far, I've also emptied out most, if not all, of the old soil. And what bird was that? I think that was a goldfinch, that one. That kind of spooked the crap out of that thing. Lovely blighter. Anyways, so I've just dug out some old soil, and I've basically poured out some of the old soil. I did keep quite a few bits of it, minimalistic amounts of like old bits of soil to try and make it as nice as I can. The thing is, I'm trying to make full use of that soil. I mean, okay, let me just take a break before I should probably say here. Okay, I'm now going back to the real subject here. So all I did was I basically poured out some old bits of soil here. I'll basically dry up, and then after drying up, it should come good because I'm about on using the old soil and make it as new soil. So once the soil gets dry, I can pretty much use it. And yeah, that could be a really good thing to try and basically, I think I might talk about these troughs. Oh, sorry, these are troughs. Sorry, these plant troughs. You can basically store them with, I don't know. You can probably use like a mixture of compost and soil. I think that's probably one of the nicer aspects. I suppose the compost aspect is probably more to do with making your plants grow a little bit more, a little bit like fertilizer. But the soil is probably a lot much more natural, I guess. If I was using peat, that wouldn't be that great, wouldn't it? Anyways, so apart from what I'm seeing here, yes, I'm about to grow some like different plants, let's just say flowers, but also vegetables and fruits and whatnot, I suppose so. And yeah, I can hear some beautiful sounds of birds outside, I suppose. Hey, there's crows, there's dunnocks, pigeons everywhere I hear. You know, goldfinches everywhere I hear in my garden. It's quite a bit of a beautiful but somewhat quiet cacophony of birds singing. And yes, I should have actually pinpointed like that. If I was going to be capturing the whole nature sort of diorama, well, here it is. That's pretty much me, eh? I can't make very good elaborate videos these days, just because YouTube's becoming a little bit pointless. But anyways, that was just me talking about the trials. No, sorry, the troughs. Sorry, I often mistake them as trials because I often begin with TRO. But yes, these troughs are useful for not only just but also you can use soil and compost to make them together. And you can probably use vermiculite if you want to try and make plants a little bit stable. I think the vermiculite has got some various purposes. I might probably talk about that in another video if I have a lot of elaborate, illustrious research time to do so. There's another plant pot here, which I might probably unload as well. I think that's a very good thing to try and ooh, look at that earth. And actually, if I take a look at this, look at that old soil. It's formed, I can see an earthworm here. It actually has done quite a pretty good job. So hopefully that shouldn't be too bad. I'm using well, I'm just going to pretty much set in the old soil and make it all new again. It's quite nice and fresh, still quite nice and good, I suppose. So it has got a little bit dry, but obviously it's still quite moist. Right over my hands here, I can start. I think I was just feeling it, I suppose, hey. And there's another thing here. Okay, we've got a nasty, we've got a very dangerous looking weed, which has spikes in it. And I'm sort of thinking, can I trim this off? Well, yes, I can, but I think I need to trim it somewhere where it actually leads up from. Okay, I can also see another bird nest that's actually starting to be built up. And there's a plane. Don't tell me it's going to the Middle East. It's going to go somewhere. Somewhere other than the Middle East. I think it's a Ryanair 737, if you remember my plane spotting videos. Of course I do. Anyways, so yes, I talked about these troughs and not troughs, and also that very strange small vase-like plant pot, which looks really fancy, and hey, it's got a drainage hole. Wait, has it got a drainage hole on the bottom here? Has it? I think it has. Has it got a drainage hole? I can't really remember if this plant pot has a drainage hole. No, it doesn't, so that's a bit of a strange thought. I didn't even realise that this plant pot hasn't got a drainage hole. It would have been so much better if they had drainage holes just to prevent excess water from running. Now, the thing I'm going to talk about is, of course, yes, I did show you the dead nasturtiums many times. That's why I'm not showing it to you guys a lot, eh? And I'm just going to wash my my slippers, because obviously they do get covered in like mud and stuff like that, which is quite the utter embarrassment as I'm making this video. Oh my gosh, hey. Oh, and I'm getting my shorts wet. Crikeys, they were all dirty, and then mind you, they're also getting wet. Hate to be covered by something else, but you can't see my shorts now because I'm just basically filming. And there's a little pitchfork. I should have never left this one out last night because I was doing a bit of backyard gardening, and I bought these amazing looking packs of seeds inside here. About these in another video's time, because obviously, hey, I want to go ahead and show you what I've done so far. I've basically tidied up a bit on some of the flower beds I've done. I have actually straightforward started to dig out quite a few bits. I have actually dug out quite a few big trenches to try and make a very good, healthy sort of spot. I could probably move and exchange this flower bed to the other part of my backyard garden just to catch some sunlight. It's actually looking way too bright, I suppose, eh? And there's some lovely hooks where I could probably attach something like a hanging basket or whatnot. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Now, here is a problem that I've been dealing with last night, and actually around the late part of the afternoon, I was actually seeing rats. Oh my goodness me, I actually saw some rats last night, and also I actually heard some squeaking sounds last night. And actually, yes, I think one thing I didn't even realize was that I actually let all these chopped nuts be used as rat bait. Now, I wonder why. And of course, yes, hey, there was actually quite a few bits of rat activity going around in my neighbourhood, and I'm sort of thinking, why has there been any rats? Well, first off, I'm pretty much a suburban type person. I'm living in towards urban territory, and that is, I mean, coming up towards the city, or a town, obviously, if you like to call it. I'm just going to wash my slippers a bit, because there's mud, and there's all kinds of nasty bits of particles inside here that I want to eradicate. So, there's a lot of chopped nuts, and I think most of it was mainly for the birds. But because obviously I had a faulty Lantern bird feeder, well, because of this, man, most of that food has been basically spilt onto the floor, and because I had a hole on that Lantern bird feeder, because I was just so flippin' useless, that I forgot to put the bottom part on the bottom, obviously, which actually traps the bird food from falling off. And what really happened was there was actually quite a few rats. I think there was about 1 or 2 of them. I don't know if there's like a breeding pair of brown rats in my house. And of course, yes, once you get that, it's never a good sign. I mean, I love seeing rats feeding and stuff, but once you have them in your backyard garden or once you have them around in your house, it's a nightmare. It's a complete flippin' nightmare to have rats in your house. Even when you're outside, you know, where the sewage pipe and the drainage holes and other whatnot, obviously they are adapted to this type of habitat. You know, rats are fairly tenacious little critters. These buggers will basically crawl up from the top to the bottom or from the bottom to the top and get their ways in. I don't know how these rats, these little rodents, have got this weird ingenuity to just climb up through these sewer pipes where they can just go up from the gutter. Well, actually, they can go from the bottom to the top of the gutter and then end up having all the way up towards my house and then just having to eat and store food. Quite strange, isn't it? I'm sort of thinking, how the hell did these rats would just pop up out of nowhere? Maybe they just use that drainage pipe, this whole gutter thing, as some sort of area for them to basically not only breed but also to rest. I'm sort of thinking that maybe this bottom part here could be the rat's den, and I'm sort of thinking this is going to present a very nasty health hazard, if you know what I mean. I could probably lure in some rat bait, probably put some rat traps inside there just to see if there's any rats here. Maybe I could probably call the local pest control people to try and, you know, eradicate these little buggers. But then, hey, I wouldn't say, hey, using poison, I don't know what to really say. Would that be very humane? I mean, I could probably say no, because, I mean, using poison is going to be another thing or two to be highly debated. Right, I wouldn't pretty much think about how much rat activity there was, hey, because obviously I tend to see the rats as, well, of course, yes, I tend to see 50-50. I see them as a pest, but also I see them as somewhat cute and chubby, and in no way dirty. Mind you, I'm just sort of thinking, who knows, if I pretty much trap a rat, mind you, that would probably break the rules of what YouTube has to offer. You know, these community guidelines involving rats, and then getting themselves completely annihilated by a rat trap, and then just having to make a time-lapse video of a decaying and I'll just say it, a decompressing rat carcass. And there you go, that's the top of the roof here, and actually you can just see that is the top section of where the rats would have actually climbed up towards to confront against birds. And of course, yes, hey, let me just go back to the backyard garden a bit, because obviously I want to show you what else I've also dug out. I've dug out this bit of patch. I've dug out quite a few weeds, like a few dandelions and whatnot. Of course, you can probably keep a few dandelions if you want to or not. Why is the environment a little bit dark? It's kind of funny, isn't it? When it gets too bright or too dark, I can't even see you that well. Right, I've also dug out quite a few parts. I did manage to keep a distance away from these bluebells that I was actually digging out, because obviously I was digging out, you know, basically on, let's just say, big slots to try and make the backyard garden a little bit more viable, so I can have a bit more space to grow. And yeah, my backyard garden is expanding exponentially. Once you see it, it's going to be interesting. It's almost like what you see is what you get. Who knows about that? But I should probably leave this video here, because I've got to do some more stuff as well too. Anyways, I'm going to leave the video here. If you really enjoyed this video, please give this video a very good like. Subscribe for more videos in the future. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and bye for now.